Back. It's Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. No, that wasn't actually Donald Trump. That was a great friend of the show, John DiDomenico. He plays a heck of a Trump, a lot better than I did on Halloween. But I don't know, was that me on Halloween? I'm not sure. But anyway, we're in the Newsmax downtown studios here on Broadway. We're in the Question Tequila studios. And every single day, we do what no other show on television does. We bring in a Democrat, a Republican. I throw out the topics of the day. They mix it up. I mix up a drink, bing, and we have thoughtful conversation. No matter what happens at the end, we part friends. We shake hands and we part friends. If we agree on anything, which doesn't happen often, I ring the bell. Joining me today, one of my good friends and frequent contributor to Liquid Lunch, Jadan Horyn, joins us on the right. He's a Republican strategist. He's a contributor to Metropolitan Magazine. Wrote a beautiful piece on Melania Trump going back a little while ago. Also reported for us on the hurricane when he was down in Florida. And joining us via Skype, it's Biro, representing the Democratic left. He's a Democratic strategist, LGBTQIA rights activist, former regional director in Obama's 2008 presidential campaign, Hillary Clinton delegate. He has all the bona fides, but the most important thing to me, he's a former U.S. Army Airborne Ranger, served two tours of duty in Afghanistan. So God bless you and thank you for your service protecting the freedoms that we were given in this country. Guys, we're going to start off with the elephant in the room. I personally thought that the two star witnesses yesterday kind of coalesced that it was uncomfortable, it was irregular, but not a word was said by anyone, Robin, that anything illegal happened. What say you?
I would have to agree with you because what they were talking about was basically he said, she said, and what Ambassador Taylor said was basically what Bolton had told him and what Ambassador Sondland had told him. So that's secondhand information. And that's what we've got right now. Now, my side of the aisle is insisting that these were not their star witnesses, that the best is yet to come. We shall see. That's all I've got to say on that.
Jadan, it seems like Robin is on our side on this one, but what do you think? I mean, I think this is all kabuki theater. I don't see anything happening that's like shocks me, like, oh my God, they might impeach this guy. I think it's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was damning. It was damning for congressional Democrats and their entire impeachment scheme. And, you know, I have to say, if you're going to open a case and your star witnesses are going to begin with a bureaucratic game of telephone as a form of evidence, then I really do truly think that this is really no different than the Russian collusion narrative, except for the fact that this is time to coincide with the 2020 election, and congressional Democrats, Speaker Pelosi, know that if they can weaken Trump in the minds of voters before November of next year, then they can ensure at least a victory for the Democratic Party and Democratic candidates going into redistricting for 2020, 2021, which is what this is actually all about.
So I think, if I have this right, all three of us agreed that there was nothing to see yesterday. So I am going to ring the bell on an agreement.
Has that ever happened this early?
Once in a while, but no. That just gives me cause to have Biro back often because he's a thoughtful person who can have a thoughtful conversation. But lo and behold, as soon as the next cigar blows up in the face of the Democrats, much like the Mueller testimony and all that other stuff, we got to get this whole impeachment thing off the front page. And what happens? Deval Patrick announces that he's entering the race now, and everybody knows that that's Barack Obama's chosen one. You think there's any correlation between Deval Patrick coming in to change the dialogue today a little bit?
Yeah, so I think, you know, Deval comes in because, look, the Democratic field, in my view, used to view President Trump as weak. I think, in actuality, Democrats view their own field as weak, which means they need someone to come in and shake it up. So the entrance of an Obama acolyte is supposed to do that.
Did you say shake it up?
I said shake it up.
Okay,
shake it up.
Then I guess I should shake it up.
The real question is, will he do that? I don't know if he will, given that his liabilities are high. And frankly, his narrative really does not play well to all the electorates that the politicos are trying to say that he will. So,
Robin, what do you think about Deval Patrick's entrance into the race at this point?
It is honestly too late. Now, we do have quite a bit of time, but he's entering this game so late. But I understand why he is at this point, and it comes down to money. Joe Biden simply isn't raising enough money. He's got less than 10 million bucks on hand. Donald Trump's got more than 100 million in his campaign coffers and hundreds of million in the RNC coffers. So we know that we've got a problem. That's why you see Deval Patrick stepping in right now. The backstory there is that in Democratic circles, that's not a name that I've heard since about 2010. So I don't think that he's going to have the star power to bring to this.
I don't think so either, but I think this could bring Obama out of the closet to show why he hasn't endorsed Joe Biden up until now, because he was maybe looking to spring Deval Patrick on everyone. But one of the things I highlighted a little earlier in the show, Robin, back in 2012, every single Democratic organization was hitting Mitt Romney hard about being the founder of Bain Capital, how they were the evil venture capitalists, how they were buying up companies and killing jobs. And lo and behold, how are they going to come out from under that? Deval Patrick, up until yesterday, was working for Bain Capital.
Which is why we have not heard anything about him for years on my side of the political aisle. I used to be friends with Deval Patrick back in 2008 on the campaign trail, but I've not heard a thing about him other than what you just mentioned. And that is not an asset, it's a liability, and a big one at that.
No doubt about it. Our final 30 seconds, I want to talk Turkey with you guys. President Erdogan is coming to the White House. And many people are mocking the president on the left, saying that he gave in to Erdogan, and why is he having Turkey to the White House? Isn't it a good thing to try to fortify our relationships with our allies?
It absolutely is a good thing. We must always do that. As an American who bleeds red, white, and blue, I'll always vote for the best for our country, regardless of who's in office. And I would like for some of my peers on my side of the aisle to understand that too, that we really shouldn't be rooting against people just because of their political affiliation. We should always want what's best for the country, period.
I don't know. I think
it looks like Rob and I agree on a lot.
We're going to ding, da, ding, ding. I'm going to give him the final word. I want to thank Jadan Horyn, Rob and Biro for joining us. Thoughtful conversation was had by all. I mixed it up and had a significant amount of sips from this martini. We're going to have these guys back together for sure. There's no doubt about that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have you back together with us in just a couple of minutes. Stay right there. More Liquid Lunch coming at you after this.